There you go. Oh, thank you.
Open up the meeting for council.
I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda.
I'll second it.
Do I need to tell you what I need to amend?
Nice.
Okay, well, I thought maybe I'd tell you later, but I'll tell you now. I need to add the second reading of the ordinance 2022-7-01, which is the ownership of vacated 14th Street to Jeremy Richards and Gerald Herrick. And I would also like to amend this to waive the third reading of that ordinance 2022-7-01 on that 14th Street to Jeremy Richards and Gerald Herrick.
I'll second. Do I need a second?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. That's to amend the agenda to that.
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the amended agenda.
I make the motion to approve the agenda.
Aye.
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 Amended agenda.
Approved council, approved consent agenda, which is the minutes, scheduled claims, fund balance, sheriff's report.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Aye.
Aye. Public comments, 3 minutes per person. And we're gonna be strict on what is one person letter unless it's something I personally want to know more about. But it's gotta be something that's connected with the city. Anybody?
I want to say something. I just want to say, I am very disgusted and very disappointed on the way I have been treated. And I know everybody understands at the last meetings and so forth, the way I was treated, all the lies I was told, public, all video. Key situation, I was told I got it on Friday, never seen it. Then I was told via text messages, and I have it all here, that you guys determined that I wasn't going to come back. You were just boring. You're not trying to get rid of me, but you did. And as you can see at the end of it, we will address that later, I'm sure. Nobody responded to me when I asked to be on the agenda until 9:30 at night, then all of a sudden it's too late. I sent that at 10 o'clock in the morning. Didn't get any comments back. Of course, by 9:30 at night, it's too late. But didn't see any posting of the agenda until apparently it was on the door last night. But it wasn't on the website. But it was too late. So if somebody would have responded to me earlier in the day, then I would have known. So I just feel that the way that things have been handled, I don't feel that you guys should really be thinking that you're in control of everything, because you're not. And I'm sorry, you can like it or not, but that's the way I feel. I've been treated really poorly, and a lot of things were mishandled, and that's all I gotta say.
Anybody else?
Okay, first of all, you, Paula, I don't know where you get off going to people's houses and talking to them. You went down to my mom's house to talk to her about putting electric down, and you upset her. That was not your place to do that. Not your place to go and talk to her about it. I'm just saying, it wasn't your place to do that.
Anybody else? You know?
I got some. Oh, I was just gonna say thank you for, letting us have fun days. It was great. Thank you for everything. I know it gets hectic at the end when you're trying to get the last minute of everything done, but I just wanna say thank you to everybody. We had a really great turnout. And thank you, especially to the fire department. They were amazing help. That's all I have to say.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I've got the weeds cleaned up, and half the words in this letter are misspelled. But I got some tires back there behind my house, and I didn't have all of them there. I only had 4 or 5 left, and somebody has dumped a bunch more back there. So I'm trying to get rid of them,
Who are you now?
McAtee,
Okay,
Mike.
okay.
So, and I've got 1 truck in storage in the backyard, and there's 1 in my front yard that'll be played here quickly. So, them's the only 2 that ain't played. The one that's in the backyard is in storage. So, and it's that Chevrolet.
We'll take that under consideration.
Huh?
We'll take that under consideration.
But everything else is licensed in my yard, so.
Anybody else? Right.
I've just got issues, with various people on current council. We've already lost the city clerk, even after giving her a $2 raise. And now we're losing our city guy, which I can probably assume, same council, same wage, trying to give him a 50-cent raise. But he deserves far better, more than that. So my concern is just, who's next? Who else? There is nobody else, I guess. We already lost a councilman. He quit, probably over the same issues. But people in town are talking, and we gotta figure out what's going on. Not too happy that way.
How are they going to, the code enforcer, how is he gonna obtain a search warrant for houses that he thinks is condemned? I mean, if someone's living in them houses, how can he obtain a search warrant to go in and see? That's invasion of
I
property.
don't know, this is the first I knew about this search warrant thing. I mean, I knew what might be coming up, but I don't know how it's happening. I don't know.
Okay, I just don't think it's right that he can obtain a warrant to go in when it's not his place to decide which ones are condemned, and just to be able to go walk in someone's house because he deems it not
I
fit.
have to have very good reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's invasion of privacy, I think. I don't see where he has the right to do that.
Well,
He's gonna have to have the right, he's gonna have the right paperwork in order to.
yeah, he has to have a judge.
There's many channels he's gonna have to go through to get that right paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay, so is he even gonna go into the houses that people are living in?
I don't think that's what he's going for. He's going for the abandoned house.
Oh,
You don't get off
Well,
work
we
for
don't know,
another
this
15
is
minutes.
all, this is all new to us too, we have to have. Anybody else?
Jerry, I was just wondering if you're getting those videos I sent you of the laundromat activity. I sent you some Sunday night. Did you get it?
No.
Okay. Been a lot of activity last week and this weekend. Evidently the sheriff's up at something too, because he's been prowling around day and night over there. I didn't know. Thank you.
I'll get with you later, you must have the wrong address or
Well,
something.
they didn't come back, so I don't know.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Old business, and the close of 15th Street between Sandville and Miro.
That's,
You gotta vote
it was
to do
amended
Oh,
agenda. I make a motion to have the second reading of the ordinance 2022-701 and waive the third reading of that ordinance that says the ownership of said vacant 14th Street goes to Jeremy Richards and Gerald Herrick. And Jeremy Richards will have ownership of the west one half of the vacated 14th Street between blocks 44 and 45, Central Grand Junction, Greene County, Iowa, and Gerald Herrick will have ownership of the east one half of the vacated 14th Street between blocks 44 and 45, Central Grand Junction, Greene County, Iowa. I made a motion.
I'll second.
Removal of concrete at city dump by Neese, Hillman.
Yeah, Brett had gotten a quote from Neese to remove the concrete that was out at the tree dump of $3,000. And he went out and spent a day out there. And actually, he spent over $11,000 to remove all the concrete. And what Alan and Kate did was donate the 8,000 whatever, so that we only have to pay them 3,000. So
Very nice.
these are people that really are concerned about the town and donate. We've got several people that do that all the time. This was very nice and very unexpected, so we want to do a shout out to them and thank them for helping us out of this situation.
Yeah, without that being done, they would have closed the city dump and everybody would have had to take their stuff someplace else at their own expense.
That's right.
So you save the town a lot, and save the people a lot.
No vote, just letting us know.
Right,
Thank
yes,
you,
just a
Mickey,
shout
for
out.
the
Thank you.
information.
Okay, move on to new business. Approve the resignation of Street Superintendent effective 9/1/22. Renslow.
My name's on behind it, I don't know much about it, other than finding another job.
I think all of you received a resignation letter.
I haven't seen it.
It's probably in 5.
I appreciate what you've done. He says he's gonna stick around, help us get school shut down and
Yep.
winterized and all that good stuff. It's been too long since I've done it, I can help you, but I don't know how to do all this stuff anymore.
Helped me with FEMA, which is, there's a lot of money riding there. A lot.
So you gotta
So
make a motion.
You gotta make a motion to accept it.
I approve with regret the resignation of Brett.
You make a motion to approve?
But with regret.
I'll second it.
Aye.
I,
Motion carried. Vote to approve advertising for city maintenance employee.
Right, we need to advertise, and I think we need to advertise for at least 10 days, is that
Yes.
right? And so we'll put it in the Jefferson paper. And hopefully we'll have somebody by the end of August. If not before, so maybe Brett can
Do some training.
do some training.
So
So I make a motion that we pay for an ad for a new city maintenance employee.
A second.
I,
Aye.
And C, we can skip over. The person that we interviewed has accepted another position elsewhere.
Okay. What did you just say?
Mickey and I interviewed
Okay.
person for the city clerk, and she has taken another job elsewhere for more.
I
more money.
changed the wording in that, I put him, her, or him.
Oh,
If you didn't.
oh,
I don't mind.
Are we
technical
doing
here.
D tonight, or are we waiting until we find somebody?
What are you doing?
The next one, are we skipping it to then? Or are we gonna do it now, have it ready for when it happens?
D, yeah, might as well do it.
So we're down to
D.
approval of resolution 2022-0808-02 to hire Mary Millard, temporary city clerk, as trainer at wage of $20 per hour until her training is no longer required. Lyons.
Yeah, so we just want to, Mary Millard is able to stay on temporarily and keep doing as she's filling in for us. But once we get another person hired, she's willing to stay on and help train that person. And it's not, we already pay Mary $20 an hour, so her training hours would be $20 an hour, just like we paid other people. So we're just getting our ducks in a row. So down the road, when we have that city clerk, then we've got the time kind of separated and figured out. So I make a motion that we approve the resolution 2022-0808-02 to hire Mary Millard, who is our temporary city clerk, as a trainer at the wage of $20 per hour until training is no longer required.
I'll second.
I.
Motion passed. Vote on payment of reimbursement to Susan for removal of broken limb and city parking tree. I guess I need a story on it.
Okay, well, it's my understanding, this was on 303 13th Street in Grand Junction. And when the windstorm went through, I don't know which windstorm it was, but there was a city parking tree that the branch was hanging down on, and she called Muir Tree Service and had them go ahead and take care of it, and she would like reimbursed for that removal of the branch. I don't feel that that is appropriate to go ahead and just have hire somebody and then have the city. Yeah.
Okay, then the city needs to let people know just exactly what that policy is. I waited for someone, I know that there were some city people that came by and saw that branch hanging there. Now, it's the city tree, right?
That is
It's
correct.
city property.
Mhm.
So,
How long did you wait?
almost a week.
I was told that the light plant had hooked onto that. It's my understanding, with a tractor, and could not pull it. Tried to get it. They were going around with a tractor and could not get it. I didn't know a thing about that tree. I don't know if any of the other city council members were ever notified about that tree. I don't drive around town and
Okay,
Brett, what can you tell us about it? You would know something.
They tried to pull it, but I was, the light plant guys tried to pull it, but I wasn't with them.
Was that the same time that their bucket truck was
Yes.
broke down and getting fixed, and
Yep.
it was out of commission for a couple days or something?
Yeah, I think it was a week or better. Cause it broke down on them. If I remember, it broke down in the middle of trying to cut limbs. It just wouldn't hold hydraulics would.
So we try to refrain from that because things get mixed up to start with.
I-
There's sales tax involved in it.
I totally understand that,
Mhm.
but also I think that I didn't know. I mean, and I'm under the understanding between the sidewalk and the street is a city tree. And, you know, having the light plant guys had stopped, you know, my daughter saw them stop. I don't think she saw them try to pull the branch or anything. But nobody came up to the door and said, whatever. And so, what was I just supposed to leave it hanging? Nobody says anything that So yes, I went ahead and had it done, and I realized I'm eating that $214. But that being said, it would be nice to know what the process is if that happens.
I would say call the city, call.
Either that, or my suggestion is fill out a complaint form so that we have it in writing, that you complain that your tree branch needs to be, because I think she kind of makes a good point that if they don't know the policy, so we need, if we have another windstorm or whatever, we need to mention here, don't do this on your own. You
Right.
need to come up and fill out a form, and we'll get to it as soon as we can.
Or-
And maybe she was worried that it might fall on somebody.
Yeah.
But
then
if the light plant had tried to hook onto it with their tractor and it wouldn't pull out, it probably isn't going anywhere. I don't know. I didn't know anything about it. I never heard anything about it until I got the bill.
Here's a for instance, who lives on that side of you?
Kopecky or
No, the other side.
Jules?
Jules. He had a brand new Ford pickup sitting out there and in a rainstorm coming along, he was sitting on the city property with his brand new truck and it busted off a limb, went bent down the hood and broke the window. Well, the church told him it was an act of God. He didn't get a thing. I'm just using that as an example. But that's on something like what happened to him, but that's a whole different story with you.
Well, I think unfortunately, a lot of times, people in the town we don't communicate as well as we should. We just assume that because we know stuff, everybody knows stuff. And that's not necessarily true, or they forget. So we just need to do a better job communicating when we have things like this happen.
So I guess I'm gonna make a motion that we not pay that bill. We didn't know about it, and I think that's something that we don't want to get started, somebody paying for something and then us.
Well, I would agree to that too, but if we're gonna do that, I suggest that we put some kind of a little bit of an ad in the paper saying about our past experience with that and get it in the news so people know. People ain't gonna know and only by word of mouth, but at least if we put it out, just a little thing in the paper saying this is.
Kenny, do we put it in the paper or do we put it in our newsletter when we get a newsletter back going?
Well, I think I'd put it in the paper because this shit could happen again tomorrow.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't take the paper.
Right,
Let's put it on
on
Facebook.
Facebook,
However you wanna do
Well, there's
it.
a lot of people that are on
right,
social media either.
that's true.
That's why I feel like the
The
newsletter.
word needs to get around and it's not gonna get around.
Just do it on every place.
Yeah, well,
Just do it on all places, that way we got it all places covered. And
Maybe add it to the sign out there run it for a month on that sign, I don't know. Saying, so people will,
we ever get a city clerk, people can come in and ask questions too, once it's ever happened.
I agree with you, but I think we should do something that way.
Make it notification of some
Right.
kind.
Or the light plant sends out a little flyer and let them throw a little, write up something and throw it in that and then give it to everybody.
Yeah.
Kenny, let's do that too. Let's send out a notice that.
I think that's a good idea, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna second the motion.
I,
Nay.
So Mark, you're voting to that you think that we should have paid it, correct? Okay,
City tree.
okay, yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
wanting to get this right. Okay.
Vote to allow code enforcer to obtain any/all administrative search warrants from the county attorney when condemning properties.
Okay, from what I understand about this, when a property is being condemned, you can put one of the little red condemned signs on the door or something to that effect, but it has no bearing until the attorney issues an administrative search warrant, and then they condemn the property from there. And because that is going to cost money, I'm not exactly sure how much. He said roughly, I think between $300 to $500 every time we have to do that. I would like to make a motion to allow the code enforcer to get a hold of the attorney when he is going to do these, and have the attorney do up the paperwork, just so that everybody understands that there is a cost to this, and then that gets tacked on to
That
the,
gets put onto their tax bill
yes.
over at the courthouse. We make sure that paperwork gets to the courthouse.
Yeah, but the attorney has to issue an administrative search warrant when they do that to get everything going. And since it costs money, it makes sense to.
In other words, instead of having the sheriff do it, we're allowing him to go through the process and do it.
No, I think the sheriff has to be there also, but the attorney has to write up the administrative search warrant so that it's legally documented.
Do you think maybe that should be in the flyer too, so people are aware of what's coming?
Since we don't have a newsletter probably.
I don't know, but I don't know how this works.
Right.
I mean, this is a code enforcer issue. He just,
You don't get off work for.
he doesn't get off, and so he could not be here. So to allow him to do as a code enforcer what he needs to do, I just want everybody to be aware that when he does a condemned property issuance, I believe that's the word, there's going to be a cost to us, and you have to go through the attorney to get the correct paperwork, and
So
everybody needs to be aware of
It
that.
could possibly someday down the road, we may own the property, the city, if things ain't paid and possible.
Well, I would guess so. This is just so that he can condemn
Right,
the
I know,
properties,
yeah.
and I just want everybody to be aware that there's going to be a
Brett will be
cost to
involved
it.
in that too, because he's fire chief.
Can you find out exactly the thing before we vote on it, exactly what it is? No.
I just told you what he told me that it was.
But you mean that so the enforcer, like if it's a house, he can go in the house? Is that
Not unless he has all that.
If
those paperwork.
he has-
That's what you want to obtain.
He has other paperwork that he has to do. It has to be
It won't happen in a
structurally
day. It
right.
won't happen in a month, probably.
This is strictly to,
It's
so
all-
that we all know that the attorney is going to charge us a not small amount of money to get this whole ball started, is what this particular
If
paper
we're gonna
is.
have to pay that amount of money, I think we should also put some kind of time restrictions on that attorney to get it done in a good time, not wait 3 months.
But most warrants, you get a warrant and it's instant.
Well, I've seen our attorney work, and I'm telling you, it seems like it takes a long time to get anything done.
Are you saying city or county?
Whoever we have,
Our city attorney.
the one that we have, yeah, here from the city,
Johnson.
it seems like it takes forever. Too long.
I guess I feel like this is allowing our code enforcer to get started on the process
I agree to.
with,
Yes, I do.
and he's not just gonna, we're just not giving him the power just to go running into every
No.
condemned house. He can get started on the process with our lawyer to get all our ducks in a row, so then we can go in and we can condemn it and do what needs to happen to these properties. And
Takes
Yes.
time.
it does take
And it
time.
takes a lot of paperwork.
Right.
But I just don't want the attorney to be dragging. You know, if you're doing it,
Yeah.
let's make some requirements on him.
We're doing with the county attorney, we aren't doing with our attorney.
You sure we're going with the county? Yes, the county.
Can't sue the county attorney, right here.
Maybe he's faster, I hope so.
Thomas will get it going.
'Cause I just,
I move that we allow the code enforcer to obtain.
I,
second it.
Okay, next, discussion and vote on wages for finance officer during the hours spent with temporary city clerk printing checks. Kenny?
I vote that we pay her.
I second it.
Pay for what?
Pay for them extra hours. She was here,
Here's the
I mean, pay her at the rate that she wants. That is one of the.
$20, right?
Yes, I vote for that.
You second
I
it?
second it.
Aye.
I'll go ahead and vote aye with the understanding that then we're done with the temporary, the training using the finance officer. We're done with that.
I would like to make a statement.
Okay.
I too am disappointed in how we have treated Angie.
I second that.
And I feel especially sad because she wanted to leave early that night and I asked her to stay because I was afraid that Mary would have a question that I couldn't answer and I wanted to get those checks printed. So I said, and she wanted to go home and go to bed and I said, oh, please, Angie, stay. And she said, okay. And I apologize that you had to go through this to get an extra $7 an hour. You deserved it, especially after the way we treated you the time before. You should have told us, you know what? So thank you. You deserve the $20 an hour, and I'm glad everybody saw that. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, next one, Jerry.
Vote to remove Angie Jones, finance officer, from the bank cards and have her turn in city key fob until mayor requests her assistance as financial officer.
Yes, I agree to that. We should do that. We need to keep track of our keys. I almost think we need some kind of key log. We don't know where half of our stuff is floating around. I mean, where's the key to here? Where's the key to, we should have something where when somebody gets a key, they log it in and out. Or if we're giving a key to someone for a long period of time, we make them sign for it, so we know where it's at all times. So we're not running, looking for it.
I like that idea that we have people sign for their keys.
And they're responsible. If they lose, they're gonna buy another one.
Yeah, I like that.
No saying cheap.
Yeah.
But I do think we should get our key fob back. And we're gonna, some kind of a key box started in that office where, with a sign in and out sheet, where we know where the stuff's at.
And on the bank part of it, if we have, right now, Mary is on, Jerry is on, Mickey is on.
I think that's three.
And then if when we get a new city clerk, she will be on.
Right.
And by putting the current city clerk on, then when she prints the checks, she can sign the checks, then Jerry can, and Mickey isn't having to stop up and sign it. Or if when you were gone on vacation, Mickey was able, having to stop up and we're hunting for somebody.
Right.
One thing on that though, just a quick comment. When you do that, you're taking me off, so you're contradicting yourself. If I'm still gonna be, when Jerry asked me to come up, and what if it's an emergency, I can't sign. So it's up to me. So you're contradicting yourself here. You either want me as a backup, you want me to be under Jerry's beck and call if I need it. Can't get into the building if I give the file back, which is fine. Can't get into the office because you took my key from me on that. So how do I do it? Wait for everybody else's convenience? You're contradicting yourself.
If Jerry needs you, we will give a key to you.
And she's got all the keys. The last I knew, city council are not supposed to have office keys.
According to
I get
whom?
it.
According to whom, Angie?
That's the way that it always.
That's the way that it always is.
Right.
According to whom?
When I got hired, Barb said, Brett had asked for a key.
Were you sure?
So that's according to Barb, who is no longer an employee.
None of us were on here when Barb was here, and I don't know who's Barb's source or her information, but
I'm sure it's in
according to
the
League of
somewhere.
Cities.
No, it's
it
not.
says
I'm
that
sure it's
we-
there somewhere.
we called them and we asked them. So I mean, the whole key thing, if Jerry calls you and needs you to come up here, he will be up here with a key, or he will have somebody here that can open up and let you in.
So then I
So-
just have to work at somebody's convenience when it's
And
convenient
if-
for them.
The joy of a PRN position, you don't have to come in. PRN means as you want, you don't have to. I mean, if he calls you, you don't have to. That's the joy of being a PRN.
You're correct.
You're not just waiting for Jerry to call you, you know, so you don't have to. That's the joy of this position.
That's completely fine.
Well, but now we're back to do you want to take Angie off for signing checks?
I think we should, I think 3 is enough.
Okay.
I mean,
That's completely fine. I mean, they had already been working on this anyways to do that. I was told they has been asked how to get somebody out. I can pull my name off of it, you can have the key back and that's fine. Find somebody else that will do the nonsense. Because you're doing more harm than you're doing good by this monkey business.
I'm gonna make a motion, guys, that we vote to remove Angie Jones, financial officer from bank cards, have her turn her into her key fob until the mayor requests assistance as financial officer as whatever. I make that motion.
Aye.
Kenny, are you seconding it then?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I do this in
Aye.
front of everyone? So I'm not accused of keeping the key. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Name,
Okay, on to the next one. Vote to make Fund Days Committee their own entity.
they want to discuss what it's going to take to have this, how they could become their own entity.
Right,
Not so much.
it's not a vote.
They just want to discuss what's it gonna take to make themselves their own entity.
Yeah, we don't know how. We didn't know if you guys knew.
I don't know, but my first suggestion is you become a 501.
Yeah, we know that.
And have you just started the paperwork on
No,
it?
no, we don't know, but we didn't know if you guys knew what to do.
Here would be my suggestion, that you talk to either Jan Sherrington or Fran Teagarden, because Horizons is a 501(c), and they can get you started,
Are the Lions Club also that same
probably.
Well,
thing? I bet they
Well, and
could.
there's other legalities that have to happen too. I'm hearing maybe we need to have an attorney and all that, which is gonna be an expense. Lord knows how big the expense could be.
Well, I
No.
think you need to start by finding out what it's gonna take.
Okay, but before we do anything, moving forward with that, like, and we will come to further city council upon, like, if we haven't been, but we were just wondering, can we use your, like, would you guys be in agreement to let us use the stuff again? Use the park, I call it the park now, it's not the park, but you know what I mean, the old
Well,
school.
of course.
That's kind of
The
what
park
we
is
were-
there for everybody.
I know, but it's not that we were worried about it, it was just, you know, like, well, could we still use, like, that's what we don't know.
Right.
'Cause I mean, we're not opposed.
We were just advised that for insurance purposes,
Yes.
it leaves the city open for a whole lot of liability that we
Yeah.
didn't realize. You know, we thought
Right,
we were
and
just
we-
like umbrella and you guys, and then with the beer tent and all
Right,
that, it could have been an issue of being
Right.
sued by two,
So
you
That's
know.
what we didn't.
So that
there have
was,
been discussions happening before tonight about this, because you referenced that the other morning when you called me on Wednesday.
right,
Just saying that we have been discussing, but
okay.
we have never been on the agenda.
No, it was
We-
not anybody else. It was we and the city
we.
clerk,
I mean,
the temporary city clerk, who knows way more about city stuff than I probably will ever know, has said, when we do ours, I said, how do you guys do yours in Rippey? And she said, they are their own entity because of insurance. So it was I and our temporary city clerk. I had passed the information on to her. It was not all of us talking about you.
She would know the procedure.
She would know she might know the procedure, how to do it, but we don't know what we don't know is what it amounts to. And
Just
she's
like
been
we
a
don't
city, right. And so she's been a city clerk since 2011, I think. So she knows a lot more about city stuff than we do. So-
And I want to make a comment about the Fund Days Committee. Thank you very much. It was very nice I wish more people would have come.
It was hot.
Yeah, it was hot. And let me know, my air conditioning went out Saturday afternoon because we were planning to come Saturday night, and by the time we got somebody to look at it and stuff, the mood's gone. But the car show was excellent, the beef burgers were excellent. I just think that we need to do some marketing, or you need to do, to get more people.
No, we need to have better weather, seriously.
We already have a lot of ideas and a lot of
Okay.
things are, you know, you have to realize we had our first meeting November 16th.
If I
And we
had,
pulled it off last week.
if I hadn't had a little more time, I had planned to go, but
Yeah.
with run on this other thing.
Yeah,
I was
so,
gonna go get a bunch of watermelons from us.
Yeah. well, we're talking about that. We have all kinds of different ideas already for next week. We're gonna meet this week, start kicking off
Right.
this year, whatever. We just wanted you to know we are looking into it, but there's a lot of stuff we have to look
Well,
into. And so it may take us a few months.
Well, that's fine, and if you need help, ask for it, don't be afraid to ask for it.
You've gained a lot of experience on this, and next year will be way better.
And you
Because
had-
it's a reflection on the town, and this was great advertising for the town.
And you had actually mentioned at the first of the, like the summer back then about how you guys wanted, when you had first come and asked if you could do it wherever, you had said then that you guys wanted to be your own entity, but you couldn't get all of the stuff. So that was another reason why it was brought up, because you had mentioned it back then. We want to do our own thing. We want to do our own paperwork and all that. So that was another reason why it was brought up, and we can just table this until a later time. I thought you guys had your stuff ready. I don't have any idea what the paperwork is or anything about it. So when you said you want on there, I thought, well, they've got their paperwork, they're ready to go.
No,
So-
not yet, not yet.
Okay.
And if I have anything to say with it, absolutely, I loved it down there as opposed to on Main Street.
Mhm.
Just
Well,
be-
we can't have it on Main Street looking the way it looks.
I don't, and that, I'm just saying, it was,
It's central for
it
everybody.
was, and it was,
Yeah, 2 blocks to the car show. so
it just
worked out
was
really well.
a nice
Yeah.
spread out location, so I
Plenty of room.
liked that. So yeah, like I said, if I have anything to say, there, go for it, down there, great, expand, do what needs to happen. A side note, I work in Boone, and I heard several people say, aren't you from Grand Junction? I said, yeah. I went over, it was fun. What about that, you could have made the weather better. And I'm like, we could have made the weather better, but, so even some people from Boone came over,
Yeah, so I
and
worked there too.
and
there
they
was
were
a lot of
like, your
controversy
beer
with
was ice
upper
cold, and the music was good, the layout, the parking, everything. So,
Middle. Good.
yeah, so from, a few people from Boone ventured over and enjoyed our little town for the evening.
Thank you.
So we
You guys have
voted
anything
to
else
table
on
it,
that?
right?
I think I've covered it.
I make a motion to table it. We were gonna vote on it, but I make a motion to just table it till they're ready.
I'll second that.
For more info.
Did everybody else do ayes?
We'll get a hold of Mary and,
Department reports, Mayor, I just want to say, I want to meet with Renslow, Brett, and Paula after the meeting, so don't run off till I finish talking. Council got anything?
Yeah, I want to do an update on recycling. For the most part, we had 3 pulled in the month of July. I thought the first one, it was full, and by the time they jiggled and got over to Boone, it was only about half full because people are not breaking down boxes. And so then the second time I waited until I thought it was about full, and it was about 66% full. Again, because of cardboard boxes not being broken down. You're gonna break down the cardboard boxes, or you're gonna end up one day with the cardboard boxes on your front step. I have people that are taking down the names, the cardboard boxes when you don't break them down. The other thing, no styrofoam. I don't care if it's an A carton, I don't care if you buy a new TV and have white stuff that surrounds your TV, that's styrofoam. It's never been recyclable. Don't put it in the container. Otherwise, you're doing a pretty good job, so please keep working on it. I appreciate it.
Is there any kind of sign down there that says?
I'm working on that. I've got somebody that's gonna make a sign, and I just need to give you the information, so, yep.
One thing I have is just an FYI, I talked to Sean DeMont today. It sounds like they're gonna play some football down here this fall on the field.
Awesome.
And it sounds like soccer's gonna get one more year because new sod, new field sod, and Jefferson's not turning out the way they thought. So.
Good.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
FYI.
Great.
The librarian didn't have a report for this one. I will tell you this, though, I did go to the petting zoo on Saturday, and they had 65 people show up for that, which was fabulous considering how hot it was.
Was that the one that was in the library?
Yeah.
The blank part, okay.
It was in the librry?
Yeah, they were little animals.
Oh.
I don't think there was a giraffe.
Yeah, was there a
or-
horse or
lion, tiger.
elephant or?
And to be honest with you, they ended up only bringing a couple of the animals because of the heat. How many animals did they bring? Oh, I saw something like a little hedgehog.
Oh.
But she was in there talking to the kids and adults for an hour, and they seemed to really enjoy it, so.
That's good.
Public Works,
Just a couple things, as you know, as you can see, trees are coming down, a couple roads are blocked. Mickey can't get in their driveway. Dean and I will be working on that tomorrow. Hopefully get most of it cleaned up. I might not get all the raking done because, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'll get to live, so I'd like to get some of my trees cut down. But I will be back to rake, it just might not be in an extremely timely fashion, so bear with me. If it's your yard, I will get to it, I'm not gonna leave you to do it. Another thing I just wanna say is, I wanna thank the city for the past 2.5 years. Please know that even though I'm leaving, if I can help at all, don't hesitate to call if you have questions. I'll still be around to help with the pool and do what I can.
are you still working with, blame on the sewer plant or anything? Anything going on there?
I don't have an update. I'm still waiting on Iowa Pump Works to get me a quote. I know they're struggling finding certain pieces for that panel, but as for the insurance company, they're just waiting on the quote and they're ready to go.
So is insurance gonna cover that?
Yes, I know there was some question about that, a week or two ago. I called Joan St. Clair personally. She talked to the insurance adjuster, everything's fine. They're gonna cover it, they're just waiting on a bill.
Okay.
Good.
So we're repairing stuff, we're not.
We are replacing that panel out of the main lift station.
Okay.
It's not big.
Do we know how old that panel is?
I really don't, Jerry, how about
It can't be over 20 years old because they put in a whole new thing out there, remember?
I'm gonna guess around 07. There's a tag in there, I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, that's fine.
But I remember when I was out there, he said it didn't have a lightning thing.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
part of our.
and that's one thing that will come out of the city's pocket.
That's what I was
Something out there that blew the panel. That's
That'll
been
come
a
out of
while.
the city's pocket, that won't be
It's been a
covered by the
while.
insurance company, but it's something definitely.
Yeah,
The other two have one, so.
I wanna let you know, my niece from, Kansas City was up here, and she grew up here and stuff, and we were going to work. And I went out, took her out to the sewer lagoon. You had the gates locked, good for you.
You just drove your car right through
One
it?
other thing we've been working on,
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
is where we're at, I know you and Kenny's working on this FEMA.
Yeah, so I talked, she actually called me this morning. Kenny and I are gonna get together quick in the morning, before I start cleaning up trees. And, there's one quick paper we have to fill out. It's like 4 things.
Hopefully she doesn't come up with some more.
I hope not. But the way she talked on the phone, and please don't hold me to this because I've said this 8 times now, but she said this is what they need to close that project out.
Did she get the scans of the?
No, matter of fact, I just checked my email.
They came back.
They did.
Yeah, I don't know why, and I haven't been up there to find out why. I have no
She
idea.
sent me an email about an hour ago.
Did she need them again?
Yeah, we gotta scan that whole thing in again.
Great. Will be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Compliance officer in here tonight.
You all got a sheet?
Yeah.
What he's done, he's on the road, then home.
And we appreciate what he's done. He's done more in the first 4 or 5 months than the last 2 years.
He's not on talk, is he?
That's true. It's nice to have somebody.
Doing a good
Spent
job.
one day with a vicious dog, pretty much babysat a vicious dog for how many hours did he have there all day?
About 6 probably.
Mickey, you said something about the library.
Yeah, no report.
No. Fire.
I don't really have much. We're still waiting on our food to come in that we ordered from the grant. Other than that, Mandy said it, but thank you again for the fire department for helping out this weekend. It was a good turnout.
And I heard the EMT was a good thing they were there. They had to
Yeah.
rescue somebody.
Yep. It was a good thing to have our ambulance sitting down there.
So, great.
I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Aye.
Mandy.
Yeah.